Today is the day that you, I and golf fans around the world have been waiting for. Introducing the brand new Titleist GT range of drivers, and I've been lucky enough to go down to the Titleist Performance Centre and get fit for my very own driver. We're going to review that today and see just how good it performs. We're going to see exactly what numbers we do get in the studio as well. And I'm really excited about this. You see, when I went for the fitting, you may have noticed something else in there as well. We're going to do a full review on the fairway wood, and I managed to get a little cheeky upcharge shaft in there as well with the fitting. So that's going to be really interesting. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see that. But when it comes to the driver, I've always used the Titleist TS3, TSI3, TSR3, D3, who remembers the 910 D3s? Now, I've actually gone, if we can ever get this off, head cover's really nice as well actually, but we'll talk about that in a moment. I've gone GT2. Now this is a high launch, low spin model, and the forgiveness element on it when I had the fit in was quite ridiculous. So we'll talk through the specs in a moment. We're going to hit some here at Woolley Park Golf Club, and I can't wait to show you potentially the gains that I was finding, because look at that. It is another sticker. We might leave that sticker on. No, I'm not a sticker on kind of guy, so we'll take that off. And generally, what I found in the fitting was really interesting. I'll put a couple of clips from the fitting in today's video, and the ball speed gains in relation to strike location was really interesting. So without any further ado, let's hit a couple down this 15th hole. I've gone to the forward tee because I absolutely love just how accurate you have to be. And this was really the name of the game. So the GT2 head, as you can see, it's a little bit more elongated potentially than the GT3 head, which is the more kind of fine-tuned head. You can move the weightings around in that. The GT4 is of course a smaller 430cc head designed for low spin and low launch. The big thing that I was hoping Titleist wouldn't do was ruin these drivers, because for me the TSR driver was spectacular. It sounded amazing, it looked amazing, the ball flight was lovely. And what they've done here, we'll talk through tech as we go through this video, could well have been a detriment to the audio feedback you get from the driver. Whether it is or not, I'll tell you after we've hit a couple more. Let's start it up that right side, just try and keep it coming back a little bit. Looking down, it really does look good. We've actually got a new kind of face etching as well, which we'll have on screen now, and you'll see that it looks really, it actually makes it look more lofted. It makes the sweet spot look bigger, although it's not. Straight away, a lovely high ball flight, not much movement on it, just up that right hand side. And the big thing here for me is that ease of launch. So if we keep hitting these, you'll see that it's really easy to get up in the air. And I think that's what a lot of people who potentially were using Titleist drivers in the past may think, oh, you know what, sometimes they were a little bit more difficult to launch. Titleist were known as players clubs in the past, and I don't think that is the case anymore. I think they are catering for more of the kind of mid to high handicap golfer, as well as obviously the best players in the world. You'll see with the GT2 we have that weighting at the back there, and we also have a brand new crown structure on here. This is the first time ever Titleist have put multi-material designs in here. That's not a titanium crown. You wouldn't believe it, would you? You wouldn't believe it. It's elastomer polymer, I think. I'll check, but I'm pretty sure it is. Right, let's go a little bit more penetrating, a little bit lower. It sits lovely with the lie angle. There we go. There we go. That ball flight's not moved. That is gorgeous. And those bunkers are miles up there. It's actually gone in that bunker. That is huge. I'm a huge fan of, I said earlier, the last thing I wanted Titleist to do was ruin these drivers, ruin the sound, ruin the feel. You see where that's come out of? I'll take that. I've ruined it off, but there we go. I don't think it sounds as good as the previous ones, but I think the performance benefits probably outweigh that. I don't think it sounds bad. I think it sounds more in line with the Callaway Paradigm, clubs such as that ilk. I don't think that's a bad thing, because the Paradigm sounds nice, and generally you do get used to it as well, don't you, when you change your driver. So spec wise, I've got the new Hazardous 6.0 in here. You can see that that's got a little bit of kind of diamonds on top there, just to show it is the new one, and it's obviously optimized carbon as well, so it's got that kind of special tip in there. It's set, Bobby, funny you should say, set on C4. So I'll put the grid on the screen, because I can't remember what that is. It's bad, that, isn't it? 9 degree though. Yeah, bloody hell, Bobby. Same again. And you know what? If someone would have said, James, you're going to go into the GT2, I would have probably been, that's past them. Have you seen how far that's gone? I would have probably been disappointed. But then looking at the ball flights that I'm getting, apart from the first one wasn't the best golf swing, but still got away with it and it's in play. Very impressed with it. Let's go and hit a couple more. Let's talk some numbers and let's talk tech about this all new Titleist GT driver. So one of the things that Titleist were saying in the fitting as well is it's vitally important to go and get fitted if you are thinking about the new product. Lots of people will end up changing head style just like I did from TSR3 to GT2 because generally it depends what kind of flight window you want to see and just how much forgiveness you want. It's not necessarily the case that the GT2 is more forgiving than the GT3. Brett, the mid-handicap golfer, he went for a fitting at Titleist. We took him, and he ended up in a very interesting club, that's all I'll say. So if you want to see that full fitting video, that'll be on this week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it and ring the notification bell, because loads of people were saying that they're not being notified, so they're not getting the videos. So if you're doing that, ring the bell, you'll not miss them. Let's go and get those balls. So what's really interesting to me is I hit the first one not very well, and the glamour of testing golf clubs is you have to test the good with the bad. The bad one's finished here, so it's not a very good lie as you can see, but we have the good shot that we hit in the bunker there, so dispersion wise front to back, very, very impressive, and the one that I absolutely nailed, you can see all the way up there as well. So quite impressed with how it's done on a bad hit. And if we start to talk tech about these clubs as well, what's in these clubs? Because I always think when Titleist release golf clubs towards the back end of the year, it's quite an interesting thing because are they in front of TaylorMade Callaway Ping? Are they behind TaylorMade Callaway and Ping? Titleist will claim they are in front, and if we do have a look at the tech that's in these clubs, you will see they do feature the seamless Therafoam crown. That is born from a new proprietary matrix polymer, and that's ultra lightweight to allow Titleist to shift CG where they want it. It has a split mass construction. It also features speed ring variable face thickness, and it has more advanced aerodynamics as well to help you with club head speed to generally generate more ball speed around the face. As well as all that technology, we also feature new Tour-inspired face graphics, which I quite like. You can see that it does make the face look that little bit bigger. It makes the sweet spot look a little bit bigger, and certainly down at the ball, it really does look as though you've got more to play with regards to that sweet spot. So very, very good. And anything that's kind of been inspired by Tour generally is there for a reason, isn't it? Because the best players in the world certainly want to make sure that they are hitting the most fairways, they're hitting the longest drives possible, because obviously that's their living, and if you don't do that, you're not going to make as much money. What's everyone's thoughts on the looks? I quite like it. I like the branding as well. GT2, GT3, GT4. Aside from being a variant of Porsche 911s and 718s and things like that, I think it's very, very interesting. I don't know how they get away. Like, can you trademark GT3? Is that a thing? I don't know, Bobby, but I struggle on this hole at the moment, so this will be interesting. Do you reckon at that 150 marker with a bit of fade would be a nice one? Into the wind slightly, not a lot. I could get used to that head shape, you know, that little bit bigger. I've hit that toey, that's gone left. That was really toey. Be interesting to see how far up that is, because I think I've hit that toey and it still felt like it came off really firm. As I've said, when you test golf clubs, it's important to test the miss hits as well as the good ones. See, that one was there. So that wasn't my best at all. Let's go again. I feel like this wants me to set up to hit it straighter. Like whenever I try to move them, you'll note the bad one that I hit on the last hole, I tried to hit a big draw. Just aim down it, put the club behind the ball, and just hit that. That is an absolute beast. Watch this kick back in as well. That's going to be a long way down there, that. Certainly feel like the audio, I am getting used to it already. Like, I spent a lot of time with the Titleist TSR3 and very much enjoyed it. That's the kind of strike I want. Tiny bit out of the toe, a little bit higher up. That's going to be lower spin, probably going to lead to longer drives. Oh, Bobby, look at that. Just put that on string. I can't wait to see how far down that is, because that felt like one of the longest drives I've hit in a very, very long time. So when it comes to numbers, I'm going to set the target with my old fitted TSR3. This is of course the 3, not the 2, but like we said, it's imperative that you go get fitted for the latest Titleist driver, because you might find a bit of a change. So let's see exactly what kind of numbers we can set with this TSR3 and see if we get a little bit of a bonus with the GT2. Feels so good. That's miles as well, check that out. 278 carry, 299 total for me, spinning at 1900, 164 ball. Very impressive. I can't wait to test out the GT2. It's going to take some beating this, you know, because that's another one. 278 carry, running up to 298. That's a bottomy strike to start with. What's that going to carry? If that goes more, that's a 262 carry. That was an awful bottomy strike. 281 total, 160 ball speed, still only spinning 2000. That's incredible. I thought that would spin at least at 3. Go on then. 284 carry, 304 total, ball speed 168. That's the one we've been waiting for. That really does show the leaps in ball speed you can potentially get with this new driver. So as you can see, very impressive ball speed numbers there with the new Titleist GT2, especially in relation to last year's TSR3, which again, I was a massive fan of. You can see we have one of the shots just in the rough here, and we have the last one that we absolutely nailed quite a long way up there in the fairway as well. So I think it's fair to say this driver is as good as the pilot that is using it, but also it does have a little bit of forgiveness as well. If you snap hook it into the trees, you're going to snap hook it into the trees. Now the next hole is the hardest hole in the world for me. Can we hit the fairway with one chance with this new Titleist GT2 see, I wanted a 3. I wanted to say 3 with the new Titleist GT2 driver. Right, this hole owes me. It owes me a lot of golf balls. Look, why? Straight down the middle of that fairway with the GT2. Oh, Bobby. Yes, yes. Look at that bound down there. That's massive. That's massive. Very, very impressed. And that went out of there. So it shows that there's quite a bit of forgiveness there as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed that review of the brand new Titleist GT2 driver, make sure you do hit that subscribe button below. Let me know, what do you think? Could you see yourself using it? And apart from that, I'll see you all tomorrow for the 3 wood, which I'm very excited about.